It helps if I brought myself into the stream. Now, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Roar. Oh. The reason why today's stream is probably going to be short is I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning, went to bed at 10, woke up at 1, and really have not been back to sleep since. Yeah, well, Josh, as long as you're not on camera showing your parts, I don't care how you sit around your house. Just remember, you have to have your curtains pulled or your blinds dropped or whatever, shutters closed so that nobody from the street can see you walking around the inside of your house without your pants on. That's where they object. As long as people can't, they don't. It's like they say. You can walk around your house naked on the inside, but not on the outside. You don't want to walk around your house outside if you're naked, because that's liable to get you in a little bit of trouble. Oh man, my hands are killing me today. Calluses on both hands have just absolutely split wide open. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just on my right hand, I've got 11 split calluses, and I've got about 7 here on my left. Oh, they are absolutely killing me today. Anyway. Yeah, it's actually starting to cool down a bit here, up here in the part of Florida I'm in. Wife sat out. I had to take breakfast out to my wife outside this morning. She was sitting outside with the animals, the dog and cat, letting them run wild in the yard this morning at 6:30. And usually at 6:30 in the morning, it's already too warm to sit out there comfortably. And last evening, her and I sat outside for, I don't know, good 45 minutes or so, relaxing in the sun, in the evening shade. It was nice out, had a nice little breeze coming through. So, yeah, it's the weather's finally, if the weather could be like this year round, I would almost be happy. I'd like it a little bit cooler, but not frozen. I do not like the cold. In fact, when we came in last night, I had to put the heating pad on my leg just to warm my leg up enough to where it quit hurting. Um, One of the things I want to talk about, I got a few things. I'm going to be all over the place here today, as usual. One of the first things I want to show is this, and this is one of these wonders of nature type things that you only see if you're in the right place at the right time. Yeah, okay, that come through. Watch this. Here's the moon coming up. Or there, no, oh no, it was setting there. Let me start over. Here we go. Here's the moon coming up over the horizon. I've got to pause it. I wish this script wasn't there because that is such an amazing shot. That really and truly is such an amazing shot right there. Now you can barely see the moon right here. You can I mean, you can barely see it right there. There it goes again. I mean, this looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. There we go. That definitely looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. I'm not saying it's not real, just not scientific. You think that's fiction there, Josh? Let's see, what was the Secrets of Civilization? I'll tell you, it won't be the first time I've been bamboozled. Okay, by something that I thought was real. So, um, let's see here. Moon at saying it was the moon at the epigee. See, now you're making me look this up. Moon at inside Arctic Circle video. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, it looks like I may be. Okay. Josh, you were right. Video is faked and made by CGI and animation creator. You were right. Okay, so I got duped and duped hard. I hate it when that happens to me, but damn it. I got bamboozled. I got duped. I'm sorry, guys. Damn, I hate that. I won't have to put a note on this now. The above video is a CGI creation. In other words, it's fake. Okay, and Ramen just popped in, I do believe. Yes, she did.
Good morning.
And she pops in just in time to see me getting embarrassed by being bamboozled.
Oh, what did you do? Put this in the microwave for 4 minutes. Go. What did you do?
Now there was a video that was purportedly taken inside the Arctic Circle of the moon during an apogee where it would appear to be much closer than normal, and it was a
Send us
CGI
out.
creation.
You know
You'll
what?
see. You'll see it in look up my post on Twitter,
Okay,
on
I
X,
literally just sat up. I get
and
you.
I posted it there yesterday or the day before.
Oh no.
So then I showed it here at the beginning of the stream, and Josh said it looked faked. So I was like, well, let me double check that, and it sure as hell it was faked. And so, I got bamboozled.
You
I
know the
hate
way
it.
they. No, it could have happened to anybody, man. If
I
you don't
hate it
know,
when that happens to me.
it's not the worst thing that could have happened. They could have told you that your car was gonna be impounded because it was found as part of a cartel murder in Texas, and you were going to go to jail if you didn't pay them with PayPal cards. So, or
Oh,
Google cards. So, you could have thought
right.
for worse things, could have happened to anybody.
Yep. And it's well, it is what it is. I got snookered.
Yeah, at least you didn't lose any money.
No, that's true.
That would have been way worse. Nobody would have known if you never announced it on YouTube. So there's that. Okay, Josh, we know you're super smart. Okay, good morning. Good morning, Tyre. Good morning. Who else is in here today? Josh is chatty today. What the hell? I'm scrolling and all I see is Josh. Okay. And one or two tires. Okay.
Yeah, it's just Tyre and Josh in there with us today.
Hey, now. I don't know.
But
I don't even know.
how'd you like the title of today's? You didn't even look at today's thumbnail, then, did you?
I didn't see the thumbnail. All I saw was just a short stream, and I saw what you sent me in the wow, that fucking thumbnail. You knew I scrolled back to catch that. Oh my, wow, really? Really? It's not even throw a short person day and you're doing this.
Yeah, well, I did to all three of us at least.
That's only because you were too lazy to cut me out of it. I know what's up.
No. I had to put each one in.
Uh-huh.
I put each one in individually.
Nice save.
So There was no. I didn't cheat my way out of that.
Yeah.
I did it all individually. I didn't.
I'm gonna call you.
Everybody is sized accordingly.
Y'all, he messaged me just a short ramen size stream, okay? So don't believe any of this. There, I did it. I said it. Wow. It's only when like I call myself short, but it's only when other people call me short that I really feel it. Damn.
Okay. Now I'm laughing.
Somebody's laughing at me.
Okay, let's see here. Do I want to have fun with? I don't think I have anything else that's funny to talk about here this morning. I've got a few comments here about the debate the other night. Okay. And one in particular that got me, and it it got it, it got a lot of people. Where Waltz said that he had befriended some of the shooters.
You know, honestly, I misunderstood that as him being friends with them before they were shooters. And now that you're telling me, no, he befriended them. Like he looked up school shooters and that's not, what the fuck?
And immediately afterwards, he refused to answer any questions about that comment. But finally, somebody got him to answer it. And his answer, in my opinion, was even worse.
How bad was he? Tell us.
All right, let's see here. Well, how about if I show you? As you can see here, reporter, can you clarify why you said you've befriended school shooters?
And look, you got to see me. These folks know me. I'm super passionate about this. The question come up about school shooting. We're talking about everything except school shootings. And I sat as a member of Congress with the Sandy Hook parents, and it was a profound movement. David Hogg is a good friend of mine. You have seen me do this.
David Hogg is nobody's friend.
There are school shooters, and I need to be more specific on that. But I am passionate about this. This one, for my wife and I, is just as teachers, as parents, is so personal.
Okay.
So that was no. Sorry.
Now, my comment to this, and this is my sole takeaway from this. Anybody who claims David Hogg is a good friend.
No, immediately cut them off. That man is that boy, manlet, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He is nobody's friend.
You are no longer eligible to hold any kind of elected office above dog catcher.
There you go, right there. Not even, man. Not even dog catcher. What the fuck?
I'll let you be a dog catcher and out there catching stray animals out in the woods and such.
You know what? I would have given him this one thing if he had went back and said, okay, that was a bad choice of words. I'm not buddies with these guys. I'm not going to bring them on a golf trip when they get out. I should have said I reached out to them to understand, what motivated. If he had said something like that, but no, he befriended. Fuck no. That's just wrong on so many levels.
And then to go and give David Hogg any kind of credit, because, remember people, David Hogg claimed to have been at the school shooting.
Yeah, even though he graduated years before, right? Okay,
no, he wasn't there. And then he rode home on his bicycle and got his camera and rode back to take those pictures.
This asshole, man.
And he stood there with that girl that had the Cuban patches on her on a military style blouse.
Oh, that is tacky as fuck.
And she's the one that sat there and said, "Listen, that kid, I can't remember the kid's name, talking about the school shooter. He was weird. Everybody picked on him. He was weird. He didn't have any friends."
That's
And you
kind of sad to
right
have no friends.
and right after she said that, she disappeared from the limelight. Because
Yeah,
that
wow.
absolutely undercut every argument they could have made that they were making about that kid. You know, when you're the outcast of a school and you have no or very, very few school friends, and you're the one that's the butt of all the jokes, you're the brunt of the jokes, you're the one gets slammed up against the lockers. I don't know, Rama, when you were in school, but when I was in school, they had this stupid ass game they played in this one hallway because the hallway was really narrow.
Oh,
And kids would line up on either side of it. The usually is the football team or basketball team or the wrestlers. And if you were unfortunate enough to be one of their favorite targets, they would ping pong ball you down the hallway.
okay. Now I'm picturing it like a cartoon, so it kind of sounds funny, but that's an asshole way to behave.
You know, I
Right.
mean, one of them would grab you and then throw you, shove you
Into
across
somebody.
the hall.
Yeah.
And then they would shove you back across the hall all the way down the length of the hallway. And heaven help you if you dropped your school books. This is back before we had backpacks
But yeah,
or kids, carried used
all your
backpacks.
shit, your pencils everything would just be gone, man. I can see it in my head.
Well, I had one of those plastic bag inserts that went into your 3-ring binder that you kept
Okay,
you could keep your pencils and erasers and such
those
in.
are cool. I love those.
I had one of those in my 3-ring binders just because of that. I was that one of those kids.
You were super organized.
Even though I was 6'3" and 175 pounds, I was also a klutz.
Oh,
That kept me on the basketball team for one reason only. I was the only person that could make what's now called a 3-point shot. This is before the days of the 3-pointers.
okay.
All right. This is long before 3-pointers ever became a thing.
6'3", you probably just walked up and reached up and dunked it in, and I was
no, absolutely not. I couldn't dribble.
I'm teasing.
Oh
my God.
I couldn't. If I tried to dribble up there that way, that ball was being stolen out of my hands in a heartbeat.
That's a chance for everybody, but oh my God, that's
no.
You can't.
But that is the only reason why if I made the basketball team, that is the only reason why I made it. Because they could put me at the top of the key and I could make that basketball shot I shot like 80% from the top of the key. So, I mean, that's the only reason why they kept me on the team for any reason. Hell, I got my ass beat so badly one time in the locker room after gym class. My mom had to take me straight to the doctor's office to get new glasses.
Oh.
But then I never thought either of going and shooting anybody up either.
Okay, I just want to take a second, Joshua. I was playing with you. I didn't mean for you to take it seriously. I was just teasing a little bit. You go ahead and keep typing. It's fine. And I know YouTube comment sections are they don't give you a lot of characters. It's a low character limit. So I get you. It's okay.
Tyra, a lot of people are, saying, like you said, Vance walked away with that because Vance, one of the stories I pulled up, and I don't know if I've still got it here. I think I may have, was that Vance, the reason why he walked away with it is because he held his cool and he dispelled the, according to one, I think it was NBC poll, Vance was the second most disliked vice presidential candidate in history.
I don't think it was, but okay.
No, prior to the debate in the
Oh, okay.
polling. And a lot of that is based because, as usual, the media destroys people. They're great at character assassination.
Oh yeah, that's what they do. That's the big bucks right there.
And Trump and Vance have been the target of a lot of character assassinations. Well, when they got up there in that debate where, regardless of what them two women were trying to do, Vance came off as cool, calm, collected, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And,
you know what? That's actually something I want to get on, but you keep going.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Okay, there's something I don't understand about all of this, and I don't think you can help me with this either. Why do Democrats pick stupid people to run? And this is not a joke. These Harris, Biden, this new guy, Walz, they're all stupid. Now, I get that the position is just a figurehead for whoever's running the strings in the background, but wouldn't you want to heighten your chances by, grabbing some guy and go, look, you're not in charge of anything, but you're going to have a good salary. You won't have to do anything and just repeat what I tell you and use your words.
Okay, you're talking about for vice president, right?
I'm talking for any fucking position in high profile. Everybody they're getting is fucking stupid. They can't put a sentence together. Look at Kamala. She can't answer a basic fucking question and just sits there and laughs and people think she's brilliant. What the fuck is going on?
Okay. Well, remember Kamala 4 years ago or 8 years ago, she couldn't even get out of the starting gate.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. And then Biden picked her because, as he said, she was a DEI pick for VP.
But there's got to be smarter DEI picks out there. Why pick something so obviously stupid?
Because she was a double minority female. She filled 3 squares, actually 4, because she's also from California. So
okay, the California thing is vital. Okay, that I hadn't thought of.
Okay,
but you can't tell me they couldn't find a Cuban black or Puerto Rican black or some kind of Hispanic black woman that could put 2 words together to fill that spot.
They did not want too dark of a skin.
A lot of light-skinned women out there.
They did not. I know, but they didn't want somebody that had too dark a skin.
I think they just didn't want anybody that had an opinion because you can't tell me. I mean, I went to school with a lot of these mixed girls and they pass for white girl with a tan and they're mixed like 3-4 different things. So,
right.
I had issues with this. I'm sorry.
Oh, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying why they picked Kamala.
Like I wouldn't have thought of the California thing, but they already had a heavy Latina, population. They could have found a mixed girl that was light enough to pull this off. In fact, they could have found somebody from a real middle class or a lower class and got her some, etiquette classes and got her all lingoed up and got her ready for it. This is bullshit.
Now, Vance and Walz were both picked because they bring in the middle of the country. Vance, Ohio, Walz, Minnesota.
Yeah, but Walz is stupid too.
Yeah, well, they don't care. Also remember, the vice president's got no power other than the power given to him. Their constitutional power is limited to breaking ties in the Senate.
Yeah, but
that is the limitation of their constitutional power.
Yeah, but if somebody mows down Kamala, that's going to change. You know that.
the only other thing they are is they're the heartbeat away from the president.
And look at
I
Biden. He's still alive and functioning, not functioning well, but he's basically made her president at this point.
well,
So
yeah, well, and the reason why she is the Democratic nominee is because Biden is. I mean, he got his backside handed to him so badly in the one debate that didn't matter
you could tell he was medically incompetent right there.
that the Democrats had no choice but to pull him.
He could not function.
mean,
It wasn't even being stupid. He couldn't function anymore.
The decision was made to jerk him away from the off the ballot before the debate was finished.
Yeah. Okay, Tyler, that's a good point, but it just goes with what I'm saying. You find anybody in a middle or lower class type of situation and polish them up and tell them, listen, here's an easy salary. Just do what we tell you and you'll retire honorably and you'll have protection for the rest of your life and this and that, whatever. A lot of people will take it, not caring that they're not really making all the decisions. They won't care. They'll just grab it. Our country's pretty fucking bad right now. Okay, that's actually a good point. Actually, I didn't thought of that about the money on the ticket.
Right.
But why? Okay, so we got to keep Kamala, but why Waltz?
But they, I'm honestly, I said it then, and I'll say it now. They've been better off if they picked Grantham.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
Or
They
if they would have
picked literally anybody.
What's her name from Michigan?
Oh,
the Michigan's governor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought for a minute Minnesota. I was like, Ohad? No.
Yeah, Whitmer.
Okay, Whitmer. Yeah, actually, people like Whitmer.
Right.
For some reason, even though she's a fucking fraud.
And see, and I said it then, if they'd gone with either Grantham or Whitmer, then they would be filling, they'd have 3 squares. They'd have the DEI choices. They'd have an all-female, I mean, you know what? A female president and a female vice president. Oh my God, talk about history being made.
No, they wouldn't have done it because they couldn't. You can't even get a woman president because you don't have any good candidates. They're not going to go with 2 females that don't have a great track record.
And well, face it, Whitmer is a lot smarter than Kamala.
She would have had a better chance as the actual president, but
she would have been able to help control Kamala. Been able. Well, I think she would have been able to help. The
damage.
Rein in the damage that Kamala does, because I mean, as much as I disagree with Whitmer, as much as I disagree with her and her positions, she's smart, she's well educated, and she knows how to face up her arguments.
Yeah, no.
And that's something Kamala can't do. Kamala can't do any of that.
I was gonna say she can't do a damn thing.
And remember how during the Obama-McCain campaign, the media didn't go after McCain. They attacked Palin, and they made Palin the face of the Republican Party that year instead of McCain. And they made
you see Russia from my back door. Oh my God! Yeah. I just laugh about that.
But the media, from the late shows like Saturday Night Live and Carson and all them, I don't know if Carson was still around then. I think he'd already retired. But all the late night talk shows, all the comedy sketches, all the news media, they all focused in on Palin and made her the face of the Republican Party. instead of McCain because they had, for years, media had praised McCain as the perfect Republican. He was the maverick Republican,
Look in the kitchen.
and they couldn't go back on that title that they had hung on him
Thank you very much. Go play.
for so many years.
Yeah.
So
Politics is crazy, People don't even really try to debate anymore. It's just lie.
Tyre, I will not speak anything bad about McCain as his military career.
But
A lot of accusations are out there, but I think a lot of them are lies. Okay,
later.
but I will speak against him on his career as a politician, and especially as a senator. And he was about as two-faced as they come. He was scum of the earth as far as being in my opinion, as far as being a Republican senator.
There you go.
But I will not begrudge the man his military career. I don't begrudge anybody. I will not speak bad about anybody's military career unless it comes out that they've lied about it, like Waltz has.
Oh God, that pig.
All right, and my biggest problem with people who lie about their military career. All right, my career was spent working on F-15s, doing maintenance debrief, and then finally overseeing the squadron budget.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
I worked a lot of hours doing all three of those jobs. Working on the flight line was dirty and nasty, hot and sweaty. Working in maintenance debrief, you had to sit there and listen to pilots and many times tell them they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when you start bruising a pilot's ego by telling him he's wrong, you can be walking on some pretty damn thin ice.
Yeah.
And then overseeing the squadron budget, the first thing they tell you when you go into that job as a squadron resource advisor is if anything goes wrong, you'll be sharing the jail cell with your squadron commander.
Oh.
Okay. It is not a job to be taken. I mean, you've got to be a penny, nickel, and dime type person in that job if you're going to be successful at it. And then I had the security jobs, ComSec and PhysSec, responsible for making certain that everything as far as communication security and physical security within the squadron, the programs are being run correctly. Was I a superhero? Was I out there throwing bullets and grenades and mowing down the enemy in any of my jobs? No. Was I a Ford air controller, a Navy SEAL, a Green Beret, a Ranger? But
you served your country honorably, so don't.
But my job was just as important to create, and this is the way I feel about any job in the military, from the people that in the medical career fields to the cooks to even them damn titless WAFs paper pushers over at CBPO. All right, and finance and records and such, the people I absolutely detested having to go see. Everybody was important to the operations of either the people or the jets or of the aircraft. And without, even the Army, for every person they got fielding the gun, they've got 8 people back there pushing them forward.
Yep.
So I will not denigrate anybody's military service depending on, just because of what they actually did. What their job, what they're in the Air Force, AFSC, Army, MOS. I have no idea what the Navy or the Marines call their career fields. Okay. If you served and you did your job well and you came out with an honorable discharge, God bless you and thank you much for your service. But 20 years later down the road, don't go try making yourself seem more important and a superhero and doing stuff you didn't do. Because now you're lying about your service and you're denigrating your own service. You don't, it's obvious at that point you feel that what you did wasn't good enough. Well, if that's the way you feel now, how did you feel about it when you were in the job? If you didn't like the job that you were doing, why didn't you get out of it and go into something that you felt was more important, more glamorous? And being a Navy SEAL, man, Navy SEAL, forward air controller in the Air Force, being one of these people, man, that's something else. That's a lot of physical and mental expertise involved. All right. Not everybody can do it. That's why the jobs are so small. The number of people in them careers are so small. And if you come into that career, that's why you get a little extra respect on the outside. All right. But you're just as likely you're a hell of a lot more likely to come home in a box than on your own 2 feet than I am in my career field. You're more likely to come home missing body parts or screwed up in the brain. So no, I've got no problem with what I'm proud of what I did. All right. And if you're a cook, you're putting food in the bellies of the people that are going out there to do their jobs. You come out of there, nobody went hungry. Nobody had bad tasting food. I made the best food I could possibly make given whatever I had.
There you go.
Okay. My people didn't go hungry. If you were a medic, my people did. If they got hurt, I was there to help them get out of pain, take care of their pain, take care of their injuries. If you were in charge of the barracks, I know barracks masters that these guys put in some outrageous hours making certain that the barracks were in good shape so that the people had a place to sleep and get a good night's rest before they went out and busted their ass for 12, 14, 18 hours the next morning. So there's no, in my view, there's no such thing as an unimportant. Now, I may ride the hell out of you for your job. And like I said, the titless WAFs, man, until it came to my personal medical records and my personal records, I had no use for them. And then, by God, they better kept my records up to date. But that's that stuff. But this is a topic I didn't want to get into. I had not planned to get into, but
hey, that's where it ended up.
When we get talking about McCain and people start riding his military career, or anybody's, like I said, unless you lie about what you did and try to make yourself like Waltz has done. See, and Waltz is a double whammy as far as I'm concerned, because his policies that he's put into office, that he's put into effect, the way he let BLM burn down cities and while he was governor, on top of lying about his military career, and the way he acted like such a coward when he found out that his unit was going to be possibly going into a war zone, he all of a sudden put in his paperwork, went over his supervisor's head to put in his paperwork to retire. Then, yeah, you're not only a bad individual, a bad politician, you're a bad person. Neil, I let people pretty much say what they want to say. Okay.
That's why it has me on.
But I ask that you don't make those kinds of comments. Okay. There's been nothing proven. A lot of accusations, but no facts. No hardcore facts. And some of the accusations were just flat right proven to be false. Like he was responsible for blowing up all the planes on his ship one day.
Ugh.
That on the carrier. That has just been proven to be false, but people still throw that accusation out there. So, one of the fact checks, going back to the Vance Waltz debate, one of the fact checks, Vance made the claim or made the statement, and let me share this. I'm going to share what. Okay, this here's from the AP. Vance, you've got housing that's totally unaffordable because we brought in millions of illegal immigrants to compete with Americans for scarce homes. Mm-hmm. On the face of it, you can't tell me that that's a lie.
Right.
Hotels being bought out, all but bought out to house illegals. Look at the apartment complexes there in Aurora, Colorado. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's what the AP says are the facts. The facts is most economists, so that's, 51 out of 100. That's most.
Okay.
Economists, 51 out of 100. That's still most,
Not when I was out of school, but keep going.
Well, no, if you got 51 versus 49, 51 is the most. Most economists blame a long-term decline in the housing supply for a steady increase in home prices. The number of new homes under construction plunged at an annual pace from 1.4 million in 2006 to barely above 400,000 in 2011. And didn't recover to 2006 levels in 2021. Geez, what happened in 2020 and 2021? Vance said at least one prominent economic analysis from the Federal Reserve supports its claims that immigrants are pushing up housing costs, but didn't provide details. He was likely citing a May 2024 blog post by Neil Kashkari, president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis. Kashkari says the immigration's long-run effects on inflation is unclear, but immigrants need a place to live, and their arrival has overlapped with higher prices. There might be upward pressure on home prices in some markets because of immigrants arriving, but again, most, 51 out of 100, say the issue is the lack of supply of homes on the market. Home builders say they need the immigrants to build the homes. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said at the September news conference The high mortgage rates mean people aren't listing their homes for sale, and there's not been enough supply. Okay, well, I am not listing my house. Okay, I've been offered twice what I paid for my house. Problem is,
It won't buy you a new one.
is by the time I pay off what I owe on my house, there's not enough there left over for me to buy a new house. I mean, yeah, like I said, they've offered me a little over $250,000. I paid $140,000 for my house. They've offered me $250,000 for my house, almost double. All right, but I still owe $80,000.
Holy shit!
Okay, so hey, I've managed to go from $140,000 to $80,000 in 6 years. That I've made a lot of payments on this house, trying to get it paid down fast. All right, but a new house right now, and some of these new houses are not built that well, and they're closer together than what I want to live. I mean, you can literally have your back up against one wall, against the wall of your house, and spit on the wall of the neighbor's house.
Yep.
But but they're wanting $300,000 and up for those houses.
And then you move in and get angry that you can hear your neighbors talking loud. I mean, what the fuck?
Right.
It's like an apartment building setup.
So, J.D. Vance, following the debate, cites sources for his immigration-related housing costs. Because he got asked about it. One of the debate moderators asked him where he got his facts from. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance from Republic of Ohio followed through on his promise to cite the source of a claim he made about immigration driving up U.S. housing costs during the CBS News vice presidential debate on Tuesday. In the showdown with fellow vice presidential nominee Tim Walz, Vance blamed Kamala Harris and border policies for allowing 25 million illegals. And I still think 25 million is lowballing the numbers into the U.S. during their tenure, saying the surge of migrants has contributed to higher housing costs.
Well, yeah.
You bring in enough people to actually fill a state.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be housing costs. There's going to be pressure on the housing. Competing with Americans for scarce homes is one of the most significant drivers of home prices in the country. It is why we have massive increases in home prices that have happened right alongside the massive increases in illegal alien populations under the Kamala Harris leadership. Also, another thing too, using Florida for an example here. October 1st, minimum wage in the state of Florida went up to $13 an hour. It goes up every October 1st until it reaches $15 an hour, which is going to be in 2026, I believe. Yeah, because 2025 it'll reach $14 an hour. In 2026 it'll reach $15 an hour. So when your minimum wage is that high, that's going to jack up the prices of everything, of your houses and everything, of any construction, any job that you do. And when your price of your costs of business go up, the price of your products go up. A moderator, notice how they say only a moderator, not which one. then asked Vance to cite the source of his claim, saying, Senator, on that point, I'd like you to clarify. There are many contributing factors to the high housing costs. What evidence do you have that migrants are part of this problem? Well, there's a Federal Reserve study we're happy to share after the debate. Vance said he will put it up on social media, actually, that really drills down the connection between increased levels of migration, especially illegals, and higher costs. Following the debate, Vance posted on X, as promised. Earlier tonight, here's Michelle Bowman. Now, remember, the AP claimed it was Kashkiri. But here's Michelle Bowman at the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Given the current low inventory of affordable housing, the inflow of new migrants to some geographic areas could result in upward pressure on rents. Finally, there's the risk that a strong consumer. Oh, crap, what the hell just happened here? Finally, there's the risk that a strong consumer demand for services, increased immigration, and continued labor market tightness could lead to the persistently high core services inflation. Given the current low inventory of affordable housing, the inflow of new immigrants to some geographic areas could result in upward pressure on rents as additional housing supply may take time to materialize. Wage growth has remained at an elevated rate between 4% and 5%, still higher than the pace consistent with our 2% inflation. Bowman's quote was from a speech the Fed governor made on May the 3rd. Vance also pointed to studies supporting his claims, the first from the Journal of Housing Economics from 2017. Found the immigration inflows in a particular metropolitan statistical area is associated with increase in rents and house prices, while also seeing to drive up rents and prices in neighboring MSAs. The second was a July report from the CBO, July of 2024. Your fan's going crazy there, Raman.
Sorry, I'm moving stuff around.
Okay. Which said the research literature has generally found that increases in immigration raise the state and local resident spending, particularly on education, healthcare, and keep scrolling down. Oh, no. Where'd the rest of the article go? Oh, there it is. And housing more than their revenues, particularly on education, healthcare, and housing, more than their revenues. So you actually have a CBO budget. You've got a member of the Board of Governors, and you also have a report from 2017, back when illegal immigration wasn't as bad as it is today.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad, just not as bad as it is today.
We've had housing crisis for a long time.
The past 4 years, well, remember the illegal immigrants, and I didn't bring this picture up, I should have. Remember, the illegal immigrants had staging areas throughout Mexico.
Had what? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Can you repeat that? Had what areas?
I said illegals had staging areas.
Okay.
Throughout Mexico after Biden won, waiting for him to take office because he promised to revoke Trump's 92 executive orders on the border policy on illegal immigration.
Oh yeah, they were just waiting for it.
And they were just waiting for him to get sworn in before they started coming across the border. Remember, they had videos of these people, miles long, walking and jumping on trains, coming up through South and Central America into Mexico. And that was before Trump negotiated the stay in Mexico policy with Mexico, which is one of the programs that Biden killed as soon as he got into office. And Kamala sat there like a damn clapping seal, praising him for doing it. She had no problem with that. Where am I at? Here we are. Hey, Digi, how's it going?
Hey,
Welcome to the room. What have you missed today? Let's see. You missed me go on a rant about people embellishing their military services and other people, while you weren't a SEAL, you were only. There's no, in my opinion, there is no such thing as you were only when it comes to being in the military. So, Neil, I hope I didn't make you mad at me there, buddy. Now, Nicole Wallace. Now, the big thing with one of the big moments of the debate was when one of the moderators decided to fact check Vance on illegal immigration. And Vance came back at her over it. Let's see, where do I have that video at? Here it is. So let me share. Okay. Let me share this. And guys, don't worry. I'm saying this is a short stream. I'd actually only planned on going a little bit over an hour, but it's going to go longer than I thought it would. I'm not doing 6 hours like Monkey did. I just don't have time for it. So let me play this portion of the debate.
Overwhelming consensus among scientists is that the Earth's climate is warming at an unprecedented rate. Margaret?
Okay, now that was her fact-checking Waltz on one of his comments. That was her throwing a little bit of a fact-checking on Waltz, which Waltz agreed with. It was actually worse than what Waltz said it was. Oh, one thing here. You notice Margaret here is wearing a pink outfit.
Yeah.
And JD's wearing a pink tie. Well, JD's wearing the pink tie because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
Okay. And you would think that that's the reason for the pink outfit.
For the hideous outfit, yes.
Okay. But there could be a second, more subtle reason for it. Okay. And I don't have the article pulled up, but you can, if you look it up, it's not hard to fact check me on this. Many women have decided they're going to wear pink in support of Kamala.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't with these bitches. I swear to God.
I'm telling, there is a movement out there to have anybody who supports Kamala to wear pink as part of your everyday clothing.
Man.
As a signal to other people, to other Kamala supporters that, yeah, we're there together.
God, I hate people so much.
When I heard that, and then I realized that this pink outfit came up, because I heard it the same day as I heard this Tuesday morning about about wearing the pink. And then I saw that she wore that pink outfit the night. I was like, okay, why is she wearing the pink for breast cancer awareness, or is she wearing the pink to show that, there's a subtle bit of support there for Kamala while she's moderating this debate? And well, personally, I think she's wearing it for both reasons. Publicly, oh yeah, it's for breast cancer awareness, but privately, this is my support for Kamala's. All right, so let's listen to this.
Thank you, Nora. We're going to turn now to immigration. The crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border consistently ranks as one of the top issues for American voters. Senator Vance, your campaign is pledging to carry out the largest mass deportation plan in American history and to use the U.S. military to do so. Could you be more specific about exactly how this will work? For example, would you deport parents who have entered the U.S. illegally and separate them from any of their children who were born on U.S. soil? You have 2 minutes.
So first of all, Margaret, before we talk about
all right, so I'm get past his 2 minutes. So that's 18 minutes. So let's come up here to 1942.
Been sex trafficked. Some of them hopefully are at homes with their families. Some of them have been used as drug trafficking mules. The real family separation policy in this country is unfortunately Kamala Harris's wide open southern border. And I'd ask my fellow Americans to remember, when she came into office, she said she was going to do this. Real leadership would be saying, you know what, I screwed up. We're going to go back to Donald Trump's border policies. I wish that she would do that. It would be good for all of us.
Governor, do you care to respond to any of those specific allegations, including that the vice president is, quote, letting in fentanyl and using kids as drug mules, among other things regarding children? I think as a sitting lawmaker, you know that Congress controls the purse strings and any funding. So you have said repeatedly that Donald Trump would, through executive action, solve this. Do you disagree?
Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much.
Here we go. Here's the part I was trying to find. I apologize, people.
Reported it. That's because they know we need to do this. Look, this issue of continuing to bring this up, of not dealing with it, of blaming migrants for everything. On housing, we could talk a little bit about Wall Street speculators buying up housing and making them less affordable, but it becomes a blame. Look, this bill also gives the money necessary to adjudicate. I agree. It should not take 7 years for an asylum claim to be done. This bill gets it done in 90 days. Then you start to make a difference in this, and you start to adhere to what we know, American principles. I don't talk about my faith a lot, but Matthew 25:40 talks about, to the least amongst us, you do unto me. I think that's true of most Americans.
Now, see, this is something y'all have heard me. Y'all know this about me. All right, y'all know I'm a Christian. All right, I'm born again, believer in the Christ. Do my best, even though I've failed daily, do my best to live up to the standards. You never hear Republicans bring up quotes out of the Bible. You never hear Republicans use the Bible to support their positions. Yet you always hear it out of the Democratic side. The people who believe the least in the Bible are the ones who bring it up on a constant basis. The people who will sit there and tell you that is wrong, tell the what's the name of that one nun group? The Little Sisters or whatever.
I'm sorry, I don't know it.
Want to force this Catholic group to perform abortions despite the fact it goes against their religion are the same ones sitting here saying, well, you should, you're not living up to your religion. Here's a quote out of the Bible that we're going to make you try to defend your actions that we feel, like this. Okay. My personal religious beliefs, your personal religious beliefs have no place in our government. No place. As I've said before, I will say again today, I will say again tomorrow, I will say again next year. It's not because I don't believe that my religion would be a good basis for our government and for people of this country to live up to. But it's because I don't believe that a Wiccan religion would be good. I don't believe a Muslim religion would be good for our country. I don't believe Norse paganism would be good for our country, because I do not want these other religions to have a foothold in our government. I don't want my religion to have a foothold in this government, despite the fact I think it is the best one, and that's because these other people think theirs is the best one. So if I do not want their religion forced down my throat as part of a governmental entity, I'm not going to sit here and say that mine should be forced down their throat. Does that make sense?
It's fine, man. I mean, there shouldn't be any religion in government, no matter what. So, separation church and state, I'm down with that.
Well, okay. Anyway.
Simply want order to it. This bill does it. It's funded. It's supported by the people who do it. And it lets us keep our dignity about how we treat other people.
Thank you, Governor. And just
my fucking God.
Okay. Now here's the part that has raised the most hell over the media in the past 24 hours.
But it becomes a blame. Look, this bill also gives the money necessary to adjudicate. I agree. It should not take 7 years for an asylum claim to be done.
Or you can go on.
Thank you, Governor. And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have some.
All right, now here we go. This is the part where everybody that's caused the issues.
Much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. And since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own leadership.
Thank you, Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP One app has not been on the books.
Okay, now this is where CVS cut their mics. Okay,
Walt, she's trying to help you. Shut up.
Okay, so here is this then.
Walt just looks so terrified through this whole thing. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I'm done.
Oh no, you're all right. MSNBC had their own opinion on that little section there. Okay.
They did a great job, and they also used their mic muting powers. And I actually think if you're a woman, that might be the worst moment JD Vance had, because he was going to mansplain right over that mute button.
No,
he was
correcting her.
pretend to know how everyone will react to this. I think that a lot of women in positions of authority that should command respect by virtue of that dynamic will see themselves in some dude that disrespected them and talked over. I mean, there was a moment like that with then vice presidential in the Harris Pence debate where she said, "I'm speaking." I mean, there.
You got two women. You got two women sitting up there as moderators. Okay, no males. You got two women sitting up there as moderators.
They suck at it.
The rules, it was not a written rule. However, it was explained that the moderators, because of the problems with fact checking that has gone on in the past, that the moderators would not fact check. They may explain something, but they would not fact check. Well, Margaret decided that she was going to fact check JD there. And JD wasn't going to have it. He wasn't mansplaining to her. He was
correcting her.
He was correcting her with facts. Because she said, well, these guys, many of those guys were legals. They entered the country illegally and got made legal through a process that the Biden administration popped up, and it's not the right way. And MSNBC here, as usual, had, they're going to strike, and I'm surprised that none of these people were wearing pink. I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised that absolutely none of them are wearing pink, especially the three women.
Right.
Well, the two women and the guy in the middle. Well, that's another woman there. So, yeah, they've got three women and two men there. It's just two of them are dressed as, well, whatever. They're pretending to be what they're not. Anyway, my bad jokes. Yeah, he was mansplaining over her. And see, this is a common tactic. Started off with Hillary, actually. When Hillary was running for senator, and this may be slightly before your time, Raman. The Sisters what is no A Silvar, no.
Oh my God, Silver has an opinion. What the fuck? Wait.
Silvar is the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. No, that's that cross-dressing group that was going to get an award at the ball field, and because protesters showed up, they instead of doing it during the ball game like they planned on doing, they did it way before the ball game, before they even opened up the stadium to the spectators. Yeah. But anyway, back during the when Hillary was running for senator, and I can't remember who the guy was she was running against, but he had a document he wanted to give her. And he walked over to give her the document, walked from his podium, took like 3 steps over to where her podium was to give her the document. And the women went crazy.
Why?
Because, the guy was much taller and bigger than Hillary, because Hillary's not that big of a woman. They used a lot of camera angles to make her more imposing than what she actually is. And they went nuts on how he went over and invaded her space and was threatened during Senate debate. Let's see if I can find that video. No. Okay. Hillary Senate campaign. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can. Who did she run against? Rick Lazio. That's right.
Okay.
Okay. And Rick Lazio went to give her. Okay, so we got Hillary Lazio debate. There we go. Here we go. Here's the video. Or the pic. Okay, it's not a video, it's a picture. But that's good enough. Come on.
All right, there's not that much of a height difference. He's not that much bigger.
Okay. Right, but there's enough of a difference there that the left wing proclaimed that he was threatening her and that he was trying to force
knowledge on her. I don't know.
He was being too forceful and all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. In that debate, Rick Lazio memorably entitled all the qualities like least about entitled men. And Hillary looking amused.
Yeah, she doesn't look threatened.
Okay, so let's see. Trying to. So anyway, get back. Anyway, starting at that point, that's where they started this idea, or it became more frequent that after that point, anytime a man did something that wasn't kowtowing to the female opposition, that he was mansplaining, he was being aggressive, he was being overbearing, he was trying to put her in her place, he was being disrespectful of her as a woman. And it's always amused me. It's always amused me how the same women who want to stand there and say, I'm a big, bad female queen bitch, I don't need no man, suddenly, sit there and say, how dare you treat me like that? Don't you know I'm a woman? Or how dare you say that to me? Don't you know how dare you treat a woman like that? So that's the same thing here. Last night you had these moderators there who were the people, in control. They're the ones that control the mics and everything. They're the ones asking the questions. They're the ones who knew what they were going to ask to who. Now, I'm going to admit, I did not watch the entire debate. I didn't watch all 90 minutes of it. My plate was full that night, and it's been full ever since. But I've watched enough of it to know that they softballed Lazio. They softballed Waltz nearly everywhere except the question about him going to China over Tiananmen Square. They did tag him on that. Let's see. I've showed that video. I don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Where is the... here we go. Come on.
That Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us. I guarantee you he wouldn't be praising Xi Jinping about COVID. And I guarantee you he wouldn't start a trade war that he ends up losing. So this is trying to do the best you can for your community. And then it's putting yourself out there and letting your folks understand what it is. My commitment, whether it be through teaching, which I was good at, or whether it was being a good soldier or was being a good member of Congress, those are the things that I think are the values that people care about.
Oh my God.
You weren't a good soldier. We all know it. All right. But anyway, Waltz said he was in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protest in '89, but Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are now reporting Waltz didn't travel to China until August of that year. And I still have a question.
Yes.
Okay, he initially claimed he'd been to China 30 times in his life. But fact checkers have taken it down to where he's only been there 15 times.
I wouldn't use that as a bragging point, though.
Neither would I.
I don't know. I don't get it. I'm just one of the unwashed, uneducated. I don't get it.
Why would you want to start to proclaim a love for a country like China?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of beautiful things there. You know, there's food, there's sights, you know, there's
Right.
shopping. But why, as a fucking politician, would you say you were there 30 times and had no business being there?
Especially since some of those times seemed to overlap while you were active, while you were in the guard, while you were in the full-time guard.
So he couldn't have gone over there anyway, even if he wanted to, if he was in the guard.
Well, no, he went, but that raises the question as to why. How?
See, this is what I'm talking about. He's stupid. Why is he saying stupid things that cast suspicion on him?
I mean, if I was going to, I went to Berlin, both sides of Berlin once while I was in Germany.
Okay.
One time. And I stood there and checked. Well, let me rephrase that. I went to Berlin on the western side and stood there at Checkpoint Charlie and stared into the eastern side. I did not go into the eastern side of Berlin.
Right. But you got to peek.
I got to peek, and I tell you, looking at the guards and the guard towers and the German shepherds that they had patrolling the areas between the two walls that separated Berlin at that time. And remember, I was there before the wall fell.
Okay.
All right. I had slight brown stains in the back of my underwear when we got back to the hotel that night.
I didn't need to know that.
You know, that was not a pretty sight. You know, when you sit there and recognize these people will kill,
Uh-huh.
that they don't ask questions. There's no
There's no getting their
order.
supervisor.
There's no talking to the manager. You know, their only order is shoot to kill.
There's no, am I being detained? I want you to get your sergeant. No.
Right. And when you sit there and you look at them people and you realize that are the standing orders that they have. I mean, when you're sitting in the comfort of your living room and you look at it at the wall as it was, and you see the guards and their dogs, you go, oh, you know, that looks mean. But when you're standing there staring at them in the face, and then when you go, we rode the troop train to get there. And they confiscated all of when we had to turn in our IDs, military IDs, when we first got on the train. Because when we got to East Germany, crossing from West Germany into East Germany to get to Berlin, the East German border guards came on the train, and in the car that I was in, there was one guy with the IDs matched up against the little room that I was sitting in, me and the other three guys. And he matched our IDs against our faces in the cars. And then when he and this is the part that got me, is when he left and they left our car and went to the next car down, dumbass army pukes were sitting there at the damn border, walked out into the little hallway corridor type thing. You've seen them on the movies and TV shows. You know, you got your little corridor outside of your room there on the train. Opened up the window and started singing the national anthem at the border guards. The East German border guards. My understanding is that they got pulled off the train. Well, they got held back on the train when we got to Berlin. And they got put on the next train going back to East Germany. They basically weren't allowed to go out and see the sights of Berlin like the rest of us were. I mean, once we got to Berlin, we could got off the train, we could go and see whatever we wanted to see. But anyway, I just can't see somebody making proud of the fact you've been to, again, either 15 or 30 times to China. I don't understand that. I don't understand why you would want to do that. Then there's this. One of the takeaways from the debate afterwards.
Peter noted Walz got off to a little bit of a shaky start. Senator J.D. Vance clearly knew his challenge was to deal with the likability factor. The fact that in our poll, he's the second most disliked running mate in history. And so I was getting texts from Democrats, panicked, quite frankly, who were saying, wow, he's really moderating himself on a lot of these issues. He's the most likable he has ever been. And yet, that moment at the end where Governor Walz pressed him on whether he accepts that former President Donald Trump lost the election, and he said, let's focus on the future. They are going to try to make that a flashpoint. They're already in the process of turning that into an ad. They believe that is going to be a way to really try to appeal to that very small sliver that is still undecided, but moderate, independent, suburban voters.
And what?
So it's like I was saying there at the beginning of the stream, the Democrats, been trying their best to make Vance unlikable. Remember when they started calling him weird?
Yeah.
And that was their favorite adjective to describe him.
That's all they could come up with.
Right. Well, then now this is, they're saying, oh crap, man, he come across so nice and so likable and knowledgeable and restrained.
It's like they've never seen that before.
Right. Oh, did you, Neil? Okay. Another thing they're saying is, though, that he's the first person in decades, literally decades, to run for higher office that has a beard.
Oh.
And they're saying that beard is a sign of aggression to women. That men who have beards,
it's a patriarchy.
Right, is a sign of aggression.
The fuck? Oh yeah, what about these 12-inch nails women go out with looking like fucking Skeletor and shit? Like, do you know either they're gluing them on every day or they're standing under a hose when they? Never mind. There's no way they're wiping with those. I'm just saying.
My beard may according to them be aggressive, but my fingernails aren't deadly weapons.
Health hazard, man. You got those 12-inch nails. I'm not eating at your house. I don't know what you got under there. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we know that you ain't wearing no gloves when you're preparing food with them nails like that.
Ew. I actually take my nails off when I make my meatballs and stuff. And it gets my manicurist mad because she got to put them back on again. She gets so mad. She's like, "Why you here every week?" I'm like, "Well, because I cook, yo. You come here every 2 weeks."
Yeah, I baked 3 loaves of bread yesterday.
Oh, see, you know what? You're gonna get me dreaming again, damn it. Last time you were threatening to cut me up and put me in the bread. What you gonna do next? Keep your male toxic beard away from my kitchen and my dreams, yo.
I sat down and what I started to do yesterday was, in my small spring forms that I use for making my bread.
Okay.
I decided to actually measure how much raw dough I was putting into each one.
Okay.
And that way I know, when I find the product, I found out that 300 grams is too much. So the next time I bake bread, I will drop it down to 275.
Okay.
To see how many grams of raw dough goes into my little spring forms to where I don't have, when it rises up so high it falls out, spills over the top.
Oh, we don't want that.
No, I had a real mess in my. It's a good thing I use a cookie sheet underneath my bread pans.
Okay.
That way I didn't have a big mess inside my air fryer.
Okay, you said you use a spring form for making loaves of bread. Is it shaped like a loaf pan or is it a round pan, like for a cake?
Well, I use they come out round.
Okay,
Um,
because I've never seen a
because,
spring form loaf pan. That threw me for a
right.
second.
The reason why I use the round ones is I can lay it on its side and I can slice them and
Oh,
have four. I can usually get 4 slices of toast out of each one. That's the perfect size
oh,
to put a piece of sausage, egg, and cheese on.
look at you. Yeah, I love that stuff.
So, when you got that perfect size, it makes life so much easier. I mean, because I've even experimented with cooking my eggs in them.
Oh, in the bread.
No, 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 no. In the spring forms.
Oh, okay. So what do? You bake the eggs in the shell in the oven, or?
Well, not in the shell, but I bake the eggs right.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm slow today. I'm sleepy
I
today.
use crack the egg, spray them down with Pam, crack the eggs in,
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about.
then put them in the air fryer at 300 degree or 325.
Oh, in the air fryer.
Yeah,
Okay, that's not really an oven.
it's a
I mean,
convection oven. So, yeah, this new one that the wife got me's got a proofing stage in it. So
oh,
now,
nice.
I just put my doughs in there and start proofing at 95 degrees, and it does its thing.
So wait, that's an air fryer that has a proofing stage in it.
Yep.
I'm so
It's,
fucking jealous of you.
it it'd be nice. It's one I like having. So anyway, guys, I have reached about the end of my ropes here for today.
We went
So
longer than you. You thought it was gonna be a short little stream. Then you started
yeah,
talking politics, and it blew up on you.
I thought this was going to be a ramen size stream today.
Whoa, you back to that? I might be short, but I'm a fatty. You don't know what you're saying.
So
Oh my god.
anyway, any last words, ramen, before we head out the door?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I got nothing other than if you think your house is gonna blow, ship me all your kitchen stuff. I will take good care of it while you're, finding your new house. I'm just saying. We shouldn't be having any more hurricanes this year, but I'm just
Well,
saying.
no, there's another one out there in the Gulf.
Oh my god, you're on everything. Wait, for real?
Yeah, there's another depression building in the Gulf.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm not working on this.
Tomorrow, guys, I want to spend a little bit of time. I've been doing some research into this
Uh-oh.
strike
Oh, it's fucking.
that's
Yeah,
been
you saw the guy's got a fucking mansion.
that's going on here, and
This mofo got a mansion with a 5-car garage. Silvar, you better stop messing around. You want to fight me on my corner? Let's go.
So if I get some more time today, I got some more research I want to do onto this.
5-car fucking garage.
But yeah, some of it, I mean, there's a lot of arguments being made both ways here. If you look at things
Don't do it before Christmas, man.
dispassionately, but
Every time they have these trucking strikes and these longshoremen, all these kind of transportation strikes, it's always right before Christmas.
well, they know how when they're the most effective. They know how to do their timing to where it's most effective, where it hurts people the most.
Yeah, it hurts regular people the most. We're gonna have to pay like $200 for our Christmas dinner now. My left foot. Don't you pull out my left foot shit, Sylvar. I don't care how weird you speak. Don't pull out my left foot shit with me. I have no mercy. I got 2 disabled kids. I got no mercy with them. You think I'm have mercy with you? I know what he was saying. I'm twisting it a bit. Sue me. If I could take a short joke, he can take out my left foot joke. That's it. I'm done. I gotta think of funny shit now on purpose. Oh
Okay, guys. On this note, we're gonna go ahead and have an end to the stream. Y'all have a good day.
You know what, Sylvar, you backed that up because you have my Discord. You never hit me up on Discord, so I don't believe you. Prove it next time. Here we go. I'm done. I wish I could grow a beard. Oh, here. Get a Merc and glue that on. It's okay. Anyway.
Be with the ones you love and love the ones that you're with,
That's not a nice one.
even if they are short.
Oh my